Welcome to Top Rope Reaality right here on the YouTube for episode 54. I'm Mike Hogan.
And I am Justin Kyle.
And let's get started with some wrestling news here on part one.
Big stuff this week.
Big week, people.
Huge. I'm glad we did not skip this week.
No, I'm glad we didn't. People leaving jobs, people falling down, people getting concussions, people not getting paid.
Oh, goodness gracious.
It's a whole... And people want to sue. Sue. That's all we hear all the time.
Yes. That woman named Sue ought to sue for using her name.
I know. Let's get started with Daniel Bryan was sent home from the European tour because of a concussion.
Yes, apparently he suffered a concussion, and this is, I mean, everybody of course thought it was the neck right when they heard he was going home. I mean, they're already saying that his neck is still not that great. They're protecting him in all these tag matches. He's never on wrestling on Raw. He's only wrestling on SmackDown. And Teddy Long is back there making all these tag matches because that is the man of tag matches. He's either in a tag match or a six-man tag or something.
Which I'm trying to keep him, but and then there was talk before they sent him home. There was talk of pulling the match at Extreme Rules.
Well, here's my thing. He is the champion. If you did not think he was healthy enough and that he could go, why put the belt on him? If his neck was still giving him issues, he should not have won the belt.
Yes, that's the same logic they're using. That's why he wasn't put back into the main event picture, because of his neck.
Then
but we're going to give him the Intercontinental title.
In a ladder match, that can hurt you even more.
No. I think this is more...
And now we're going to protect him.
I think this is more than something else. You know, I don't think it's as much as they're making it out.
Bro, I think they're making it way bigger than what it is.
Because we're going to put him in the main event for the world title, but we're going to give him the Intercontinental title? No. If you're worried about his neck,
you wouldn't give him a belt at all.
You don't give him any title belt at all. No.
Because if he didn't win the belt, it should have been Stardust. I'm just saying.
It's a lot of people.
Big report.
Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose. I mean,
Dean.
I don't know. Somebody guessed that at WrestleMania. I don't know who that was, but yes.
You were wrong. I was right. A big report. Late paychecks and diminished dates are causing backstage frustration in TNA. Plus, TNA programming being pulled from Destination America, including the Greatest Matches series, and we were talking about this earlier. I said it was pulled, but it's not. The Unlocked show, which is the one that Mike Tenay does. I'm assuming that's the one, or the because it was on Saturday mornings, right?
Yes.
Is it saying the Unlocked replay's been moved to Thursdays, or in the middle of the night? Because they still do the replay of Impact.
Well, they're just moving everything and
taking
it off.
They're moving everything and taking things off. It's not looking good.
The honeymoon
period is over.
Yeah, they're just keeping the main show right now.
Here's my thing. The company is not going to get great ratings anyway because of the small ratings possibility it can get, and they knew that going into this. They knew the household demographic.
Yes.
They knew how many they were going to have to get. And so if you're only going to focus on this one show, guess what? It's still not going to get millions of views, millions and millions and millions. It's still not going to help regardless. But, I mean, a lot of people are defending. You know, Matt Hardy's like, oh, I'm getting paid. I'm sometimes upset they pay me so much. They pay me too much. Yeah, you're an idiot.
The future, oh no, he's not future. He is the current tag team champion now.
And Russell Cage champion, by the way. And here's my thing. And then Manic inappropriately posting a picture of his paycheck. Oh, he made $4,000 in one paycheck. Yes, post that on there, but that was back pay from like 6 months ago. Sorry. But here's my thought. The whole thing about that makes no daggum sense. Okay, them two are posting that, you know, and then Havoc is, you know, she's posting things. I don't know if you saw that. She's defending the company about, you know, people think she got fired. She still works for the company. Where you been? Okay, you bring in Awesome Kong and then people think Havoc got fired, which I can see why they would think that, because they have similar, you know, looks and everything. Why take her off TV? She's off TV. Okay, they're having this big knockout show this coming up Friday, ladies and gentlemen. This doesn't make any sense. You're getting 2 new knockouts, which if you don't, I don't know if you saw the little video for it. It was very. They were trying to be erotic with that whole thing, and they were like all half naked in the middle of a playhouse, and they were killing Barbie dolls, which they looked like Barbie dolls. One looked like an Asian Barbie doll. But anyway, here's my whole thing. You're bringing in 2 new Barbie doll looking peoples, and yet Havoc, you know, unless she's going to make a surprise appearance at that show, why defend the company? Because you might be still getting paid, but maybe like Garrett Bischoff.
You'll know before.
Like Garrett Bischoff getting paid to sit at the house, you know. But I just don't get it, because we're going to be talking about somebody in a little bit named Taz, and he makes it sound like that the late payments were true. We'll get to that in a second.
Maybe who they really want to keep around gets paid first, and the other one.
That's what I'm thinking, because Manic is the first one to admit, hey, I get my paycheck. I got a 3-story house and 5,000 pair of shoes and blah, blah, blah. They must really like you, T.J. Parkins or Perkins or whatever your name is.
And all these people sign new contracts, you know. They got to get paid.
Getting renewals of contracts and new women coming in, new guys coming in. Haku Thun.
It's just it overlaps and crashes into itself.
It doesn't make sense.
If I don't have money to pay the people that work for me now, why am I hiring new people?
Exactly. And it may not look, some of it may be over exaggerated, but like we said, in a minute we're talking about Taz, it doesn't sound too exaggerated. But we want to talk about the WWE Network.
I like this. I like this.
They're already doing it with Mick Foley.
I don't like Mick Foley, but I do like this. It's something different.
Just because he's a Democrat, you don't like Mick Foley.
No, there's other things than just that.
You liked Mankind.
That's okay.
You liked Cactus Jack.
It's okay.
No, you used to always be about them.
Let's talk about JR. Good old JR and his one-man show. I like it.
Guess who also does a one-man show they need to have on there? He calls it unspoken word.
Who?
Jake the Snake Roberts. He also does a one-man show.
Well, he can get on there.
I mean, they're already doing the Jerry Springer thing. They're already doing the Seth Green thing. They're adding these new shows. So why not? Okay, it's wrestling personalities, but it's in a different light, and I think it'll add more to the network because honestly,
it's like a documentary, and I love the documentaries on the DVDs.
Yes.
I love the life stories, and
I
that's
can't
what they
stand
do.
the DVDs with just matches.
They may tell jokes. They may tell stories of their life. I mean, I love stuff like that, and there's probably a lot of people like me who, like you, like stuff like that.
Yes, I buy the DVDs.
A good hour and a half. Hey, a good hour and a half show. That'd be something different.
Like I got Jericho's new DVD, and I like skip past some of the matches to hear him talking.
Yeah, I
don't like when they mix it.
Yeah,
I want the biography here, the matches later. And
Yep.
then another disc, the matches later, and another disc, the matches later. I want the commentary by itself.
I don't like when they talk and they go to a match.
Yes. Hopefully they don't do that with the new Ultimate Warrior DVD.
I don't know. I haven't looked at to see how it is yet.
But Jericho's was good. They had some good matches on there. And, I mean, even like dark matches with him versus Cena, I thought that was pretty neat. They put dark matches and stuff. He said he always felt like dark matches were some of his best work. So it was a very good DVD though.
Well, Bobby Heenan underwent surgery for falling this past week.
So I heard it was like more to help his jaw again.
Well, that's good, but jeez.
At least it was successful.
Falling.
But I mean, he has had ever since you never see him again since WrestleMania. You know, and he did the gimmick Battle Royal. Ever since then everything's gone downhill.
And when you get up in age, you do not want to fall because I've heard a lot of people falling, and they don't live very long after they fall.
Right.
You break a hip or something like that,
breaking hips, simple falls.
Breaking a hip, and that's pretty much the end of it.
But we hope nothing but the best for Bobby Heenan. He's even supposed to be at WrestleCade this year in November.
I hope so,
yes. I pray that he's able to make it there, and that all the fans that go get to see him because he's a wonderful guy. I mean, he's. I mean, I grew up, listening to him in WCW and stuff, and you listen to him with him and Gorilla.
Hell yeah, it's on prime time.
I mean, he's a great personality for wrestling, and I mean, everybody has a time and date when they pass away, but it's like one of those people you just don't want to see go.
No, I do not want to see that news on the WrestleZone.
No, not at all. Also, Jey Uso out of action for 6 months. That means Jimmy's going to be a single star and do nothing.
Yeah, because his wife is a heel now, I guess, the way she acted when she attacked Paige.
She's married to Jimmy, right?
Yeah, she's married to Jimmy.
Yeah, so you can't have them come out together anymore.
No, it's like, what is it? Okay, well, your wife's a heel and you're a face, or you're split up. Your wife's a heel, you're a face, you're split up.
So it's like Jay's going to sit at the house, Naomi's going to be the heel, and Jimmy is probably just going to job out until Jay gets
main
back.
event and Superstars, yes.
It's pretty bad. Breaking news, what we were just talking about.
Oh, yes.
Veteran talent and 6-year announcer Taz parts ways with TNA Wrestling. He actually had his podcast, which he's not a great talker anyway, but they gave him a podcast anyway. He had a podcast, and at first he's saying, they've done great, they paid me well because, this is how I feed my family, so obviously I was going to, if I wasn't getting paid well, I wouldn't stick around, I wouldn't sign contracts. And then he was talking about people trying to say he left because of disagreement with Josh Matthews. He said, why can't a guy have a disagreement with another guy, or even end a friendship without people thinking that's why you leave. You ended a friendship. I mean, my gosh, that must have been pretty doggone bad. And then you got to sit next to him every week. That might make me lean towards leaving.
You know, I mean, these people here don't know. We hate each other to death.
Absolutely.
If you saw the camera, if these cameras rolled when this show quit,
if it was like a dark match,
you would think we were going to kill each other.
Absolutely. I mean, my goodness gracious, you know. But seriously though, it doesn't make any sense. And then right after he said they paid me well, then he says, "Well, they did miss payment." And
I almost said, "Oh man, going."
So I didn't come to Nashville to do voiceover work, and I asked for my release, and they were great about it. And you know what? He said, and they sent me my pay. Of course, because they don't want you to sue them.
And get more.
And get more money, exactly. Also, Missy Hyatt was arrested March the 26th for grand theft. But it didn't say grand theft auto.
No, just grand theft.
Just grand theft. So she didn't steal a car.
No, but she stole enough between $300 and not less than $5,000.
Yeah, something weird like that.
But still. TNA wrestling star, the Great Sonata, released from the promotion.
His contract was coming up pretty soon.
Some more pay they can add to somebody else.
Exactly. You got Great Sonata and you got Taz, so there's that money going right there. And if they end up getting rid of Unlocked or doing whatever, Mike Tenay might be with Josh Matthews. But
I think we'll see Matt Tenay back with Josh Matthews.
With moving Mike Tenay, it's like maybe the whole Josh Matthews not like an old people commentary with him. Jim Ross, you need to hang it up, buddy. Maybe.
What is wrong with Josh?
What is wrong with Josh? He's bitter,
I
guess.
Why? I can understand you attacking the WWE. Fine.
I enjoyed his commentary in WWE. I enjoyed all that.
Why attack Jim Ross? Why do you?
Right.
That's it. And that may be what tells. Why attack Jim Ross? Jim Ross has done nothing to you. Jim Ross probably helped Josh Matthews.
Oh yeah, probably so. He probably coached him along, trying to help him out. I mean, the dude came from tough enough, came from nothing. Nothing.
Yeah. Because he should just went away.
And I guarantee the only reason he got his job at TNA is because guess who was in charge of Tough Enough? The two people in charge of the season he was there was Big John Gilbert and Al Snow. And guess what? There's two high paying officials in TNA. How weird is that?
That's amazing.
And they said they even tried out Al Snow for commentary. Well then, how interesting that. Taz was also on the first season of Tough Enough. Weird. So maybe he's just burning. Maybe Josh Matthews is burning bridges because he ain't coming back to WWE. Don't look like.
No, that's big fine.
Also, Sue.
Yes. Tommy Gilbert, father of the late great hot stuff Eddie Gilbert, is trying to take the WWE to court
for this.
For plastering his son's image and likeness all over TV.
All over the TV. When's the last time you saw Eddie Gilbert all over the screen? Just like boom.
Now,
if we had great graphics, we put Eddie Gilbert's face right there. That'd be hilarious. Hopefully soon.
But now I don't want to know. Oh, he plastered his son. No, we get sued by Tommy Gilbert.
Top of an alley.
Now, if he was inducted in the Hall of Fame, then you would see a lot of Eddie Gilbert's face.
He'd get $5,000 for getting inducted to the Hall of Fame. So hey, you get paid.
But
he's just on the network. Why are these people obsessed with this? Okay, they're getting $10 a month from these folks, and yet all these folks. Bobby Fulton wants a bunch of money. I have yet to watch an event. I have yet to say, let me search the Fantastics.
I know, but the family isn't trying to get the stuff pulled down. They still want his son to be up there. They just want to get some jack.
Of course, make some money off the dead man. It makes a lot of sense. But that's my whole thing. I have yet to type in Eddie Gilbert, and I'm not saying I don't like Eddie Gilbert. I'm not saying I don't like Bobby Fulton and Tommy Rogers. I'm not saying that at all. Great tag team and a great singles wrestler. And unfortunately, about Eddie Gilbert. But here's the thing. I don't go to the network for that stuff. A lot of people might go to the network for the legendary material. I go for Raw. I go for Nitro. I go for the current pay-per-views. Why are these people so obsessed with getting paid off of this stuff? Here's my thing. When you go to here's this. When you go to an indie show and they film the indie show for DVD. Yes. I know Bobby Fulton was in the Battle Royal at WrestleCade. Because I was there.
Right.
I guarantee you Bobby Fulton got paid for being in the Battle Royal. He got paid for signing autographs because the people have to pay to get an autograph. Guess what? When they sold them DVDs from WrestleCade, I guarantee the people at WrestleCade did not send him another check once they sold the DVDs. Sorry. That's what doesn't make any sense to me. Why in the world do you have to sit there and give them money off of DVDs and all this kind of stuff? And you know what they're trying to say is, well, music people make money off of their songs years after they're dead, and these people over here on TV, if they're on rerun, they get money for it. It's a different company. It's a whole different thing.
Yes.
Yes, wrestling's on TV, but it's not like a sitcom. It's not like all that stuff. So I don't get it.
Me neither.
Don't get it. It's never been set up that way. Every promotion ever, if they put it on VHS, DVD, whatever, they didn't send you a cut of the money just because, oh, look at there. Weird. But you know
now
what?
A little WrestleCade, Ring of Honor, and independent news.
Yes, my gosh, people quit suing everybody.
And I looked up Eddie Gilbert on the New Network before you get to that part.
He's still on there?
He's still on there, yes. It's a Fantastic versus Ron Simmons and Eddie Gilbert.
No, they get sued.
Wildfire, Tommy
match
Rich,
twice.
Hot Eddie Gilbert versus Doom. Steiner's clothesline Sullivan allowing Gilbert to pin.
You know, I bet Butch Reed and
But the funny thing about, look at the first one though.
Great Muta versus Doug Gilbert.
Yeah, so that one not even so that's funny.
Doug Gilbert, are you getting paid for that? My gosh,
Yeah, he has about 8 videos on here. 8 to 10 videos, so.
Not Doug Gilbert, though. He's
No.
only got that one with Great Muta. So anyway, WrestleCade, there's no new names been announced for WrestleCade this week. So hopefully next week we'll have more names.
Oh yeah,
with them.
I mean that gotta take us.
They got plenty of time. November.
November, say November, so yeah.
You're a month ahead of yourself.
Yeah, they'll probably skip 2 months and then they'll throw in about 20 more of the names.
Exactly. The Southern Wrestling Alliance, which is the one we went to in Crestview. We got our great interview with Dr. Tom Pritchard. Hopefully we get some more material this year, but we do plan on going May the 30th this year. The main event will be announced this coming week, so it will be announced after we get done filming this, because it will be on Monday, and this is on Sunday. So, on our next show, we will have that information for you, and he said it'll be huge. And I'm thinking, since the main guy coming in is Matt Hardy, I'm thinking Matt Hardy's in the main event.
Yes.
I'm just going to say. Also, Ring of Honor, they said, of course, I mean, we're a day ahead of all these things. Matches for War of the Worlds in Philly will begin to be announced this week. So this Monday, this is Sunday. So we will keep everyone up to date on that information from our next show. So we'll have matches from Southern Wrestling Alliance and matches from Ring of Honor to be announced next week, and hopefully names from WrestleCade. But the huge news this week, ladies and gentlemen, there is more to wrestling than the WWE. And now, and TNA, which nobody talks about. But now you can watch it some more. House of Hardcore announced they have signed a huge TV deal with the Fight Network. They will air 8 one-hour shows featuring highlights from all of the prior events beginning Tuesday, May the 12th at 9 p.m., leading to the debut House of Hardcore live event in Canada on July the 18th in Toronto. House of Hardcore will air on Cablevision's Optimum TV, Grand Communications, Chantel Cable, I hope I said that right, and Armstrong Cable in the U.S., and nationwide in Canada. We have none of those here where we live at. But if you have a Roku device, which I think this man right here does, I gotta get one now. Roku devices all across North America and globally in over 30 countries across Europe, Africa, and the Middle East, you can watch House of Hardcore. This is huge news. They could be running now monthly, because you know before it was like, they do one and then like 6 months later or 3 months later they do another one. It was just.
I mean that is the thing to do. That right there. So you see in TV shows, the major networks don't pick them up. Where they go? They go to Netflix.
Yes.
Why? I mean that right there.
Being on Roku, that's huge.
Yes.
Because there's no time. How many people can have a Roku? I mean, that is huge news.
Or Amazon Prime. I mean, you have other places to go. If they don't want your wrestling stuff here.
Because I'm sorry, I think cable is a passe situation.
It's going away.
It's going away quickly. It's kind of like snail mail. It's going away. You know, but House of Hardcore, that is huge for them. Ring of Honor needs to jump on that bandwagon of being on Roku, because that will help a lot of people. Or Netflix too. You know, because WWE's pulling their Netflix stuff, so maybe Netflix will jump on one of these.
But one thing.
Weird, ain't it?
Why are they keeping Falls Count Anywhere?
That's random.
That is the only thing that's on Netflix in the WWE.
That is very random. But we are very excited about that. I'm going to have to get a Roku just for that, so after we get off the air here, we're going to talk about prices on that. So I am very excited. I think Roku is very, it's a very good device, and I don't think it's too expensive. So I am very much so looking forward to it. $100. That's not bad at all, people. But I'm definitely looking forward to that. And I mean, they're going to start out in Canada, and that's where Fight Network is from. So, you're going to have a ton of press there. It's going to be huge. And I don't know if they're just going to do the live event and film a bunch of matches and then break them down into weekly shows or what it is. Or, because a lot of people like Ring of Honor, they do, they might do an event and then use all those matches throughout the weeks. But it's at one event, so it may be done like that. Like TNA, they do a bunch. But I'm really looking forward to how House of Hardcore, and plus, later on we got Global Force Wrestling coming to Las Vegas. House of Hardcore doing this, Ring of Honor.
Who's going to pick them up? Are they going to be like on a streaming network?
That would be huge. Netflix is the biggest one right now, so that would be great.
I'll be working to do with Netflix.
I'm telling you. But this is great news for wrestling. Period. All these companies coming around, House of Hardcore getting huge. Global Force Wrestling, big news coming for them later on. This is, it's
because we know, everybody knows, you may hate it into your core, but we know who the big dog is. The big dog is the WWE. Yes. Some may want to go, some may not want to go, and that is fine. That is your God-given right.
That's true.
But we have so much more opening up below them, where if you're a wrestler or a wrestling fan, you can't say there's nothing for you to see.
Right. And I even agree with this on Havoc. Havoc was defending TNA, but she said, look, my boyfriend works for NXT. I have a lot of friends in WWE. Her boyfriend is the man, Solomon Crowe. That's Havoc's boyfriend. So, you know who Solomon Crowe is?
Oh, I know who Solomon Crowe is.
That's Havoc's boyfriend.
I know who Havoc is.
She big good.
And he little.
He's short.
He like Taz.
He's
Taz height.
He like the big ladies.
Oh, I like him. I like him. He was wrestling this past Thursday on NXT.
On
the network.
Nothing wrong with that. He liked tall. If he liked tall women, that's cool with him. Whatever he wants to do. But I'm telling you, she said a very good thing. Why just sit there and say, well, I'm a WWE fan, so I can't watch TNA. I'm a TNA fan, so I can't watch WWE. No, there's something on every show that someone loves. I love James Storm. I know you've been a fan of James Storm and Chris Harris.
I loved America's Most Wanted to come to jump to WWE. But I didn't. They didn't. So I had them on TNA.
And you got to watch them on TNA. That's my thing. There's something for everyone. I love House of Hardcore. I love certain people in Ring of Honor. They do a lot of great things. Hanson is one of them, and Ciampa, he just left, but I loved him in Ring of Honor as well. There is different people and different styles in every promotion that you can love. I don't like John Cena, period, but you know what? I'll watch for Randy Orton and Seth Rollins and for Cesaro and Tyson Kidd, those type people. There's something for everybody. You could just be a wrestling fan and quit hating on every little thing from other promotions.
But they do.
There is so much for us as fans.
And we do too.
We do some on some things.
If you're gonna stink it up, I'm gonna say you stink.
I'm gonna say you stink, but I
don't care. It is.
I'll say WWE stinks something up.
Am I loyal to WWE? Hell yeah, I am loyal. I've been watching them since '88.
But if
they are stinking up, if they are garbage dump fire, I'm gonna say it.
They do certain things that are bad, and they do certain things that are good. Just like TNA does certain things good and certain things bad. There is something for everyone in every promotion, and I'm telling you, wrestling is on an upswing.
Yes, you're not stuck.
You're not stuck in one area. No. You don't have to say, you know what, I'm just going to go and watch football only, or just watch UFC.
The wrestlers aren't stuck.
No. They have options, because I guarantee you, House of Hardcore, if they're on a network like that, and they're on Roku and all this kind of stuff, they're going to have more money available to help people out, to pay more people, and to bring more talent in.
And if the guys from TNA or WWE are not happy, they can switch, or they can go there, or they go to Ring of Honor, or they can go back totally to the Indies, or they can go to Japan, or they can go to Mexico. You have options.
You do have options. People are making tons of money in Mexico and Japan. Yes. So, there's options, and American fans can watch Japan now. Yeah. With the, Big Japan World, or whatever it's called. Yeah. It's just like a streaming device, not device, but a streaming service like the network. So,
all right, folks.
Huge things for wrestling
news. We rambled on. We took off on that last little ramble.
We did. But huge things for wrestling news this week, and there's nothing but great things coming for wrestling.
Well, that is it, folks.
Part 2 is going to be interesting.
Part 2 is going to be interesting, because we're fixing to jump into talking about SummerSlam. Not Summerfest.
Not Summerfest.
SummerSlam. But this week, on our last little part about WrestleMania, we're right here. We're going to be the first to predict WrestleMania 32 and what the 6 names for the Hall of Fame.
And they may be way out there, but you know what? It's just all for fun.
Right. We never know what's going to happen from now to WrestleMania 32.
Somebody might be injured and not be able to be there.
Somebody may come in and who's not there now.
That's true.
So that's what we're going to do.
Find out what we feel is going to happen at WrestleMania 32 and the Hall of Fame on part number 2.
So click on over to part 2 of Top Rope Reality right here on the YouTube. I'm Mike Hogan.
And I'm Justin Kyle.
And we'll see you in a few clicks.